GoGetter Family, what's good? Okay, guys. I'm just make sure the sound works, that you guys can hear me. You know, I'm a technology dinosaur here, so you guys got to bear with me a second. Okay, see if this sound is on. Okay, see if this sound is on. Yep, we're on. Okay, see if this sound is on. Yep, we're on. GoGetter Family, your boy is in the building. Okay, guys, man, it was a beautiful day today for the Go-Getter Family. Guys, oh man, we did a lot of things, man. But that's the life of an entrepreneur. So let's see where to start. Well, today I'm going to talk to you guys about the art of the conversational negotiation. Okay, this is different than your typical your typical traditional real estate investor, your typical we buy houses for cash, we buy ugly houses, we buy pretty houses, all the we buy houses stuff that's out there. As you guys know, our acquisition website, which we are making available to the Go Getter Family members, is webuyandhelp.com. That's where we differ first. But we need to talk about how we negotiate, guys, because they sales in general and negotiating has been so cookie cutter and just forever, man, since the beginning of negotiating and just buying and selling. And then when it was being taught, even at the ivory towers of education, like Harvard, MIT, Yale, places like that, they try to systematize negotiation, and it just doesn't work like that. It really doesn't. Tell me, when is the last time that you have negotiated with someone just for anything? Because life is a negotiation. Just for anything though, where it went just as planned. You know, when has it just went just as planned? Where you could just go down a list and ask questions and get answers to those questions, and then at the end of that list, you say, "Okay, here's my offer," and they say, oh, "Okay, great, I'll take it." When has that ever happened? I mean, honestly, God, it's just sometimes it baffles me to a certain extent. Why people feel like they can just negotiate like that, and why people actually get like upset too when they approach a prospect in that way, a lead in that way, and the lead just closes down on them. The lead closes down, the prospect closes down and puts their walls up immediately. And we, as negotiators, it gets on our nerves, or we feel like, well, why are they doing this? I'm a good person, or I was going to offer them a great deal, but they didn't even let me. They didn't even hear me out. So we get annoyed and upset, and that is not the way to go, because you've got to understand that the people that we're dealing with, the prospects, 9 times out of 10, if we're doing, we don't go to banks, we are the bank, right? So 9 times out of 10, we are our prospects' last option, guys, and they are in a distressed situation. So if we are their last option, how many people do you think that they talk to before us? Think about that just for a second. How many people do you think that they talked to before we got to them, or before they came to us? Because we're buying pre-foreclosures, foreclosures. I talked to a tired landlord today, and I got that lead off of social media. I mean, there's leads and prospects everywhere if you don't have a ton of money to spend. That is kind of the fundamentals, of this channel. The essence of this channel is that regular people like me and you, guys, like me and you, can go out here and we can get financial freedom without having thousands of dollars in our pocket to pay for a mentor, or pay for an $8,000 creative financing course and system, because I know gosh darn well that I didn't have no $8,000, to spend on a system to then go out and try to buy investment properties to get financial freedom. I mean, geez, if I had $8,000, gee, I would have been. I mean, I would have been had, financial freedom. I mean, I'm from the mud, guys, and I'm gonna assume, and I hate to assume, but I'm gonna assume that you guys don't have that type of money, and I wouldn't ask you to spend that type of money. So, all of that being said, the people that come to us, they're in a similar situation. Okay, so if they've talked to people prior to us, and there are a lot of sharks out here and a lot of predators out here that think that just because these guys are in a tough situation and where like they need us, more than we need them, that they can just come in and offer them, hey, this is what I'll give you, and it's 50% under market value. Well, hey, I'm saving you from a foreclosure. Hey, I'm saving this, that. Man, what? No, so this is people's homes, guys. These are people's homes. So they have an expectation. They want to make some money. This is a person's biggest investment. So the way our conversational negotiation is an art form, guys. First off, I'll tell you about this. I talked to a tired landlord today. I actually have to go look at his 2 houses that are next door, and I've already got them wide open for creative owner financing and subject to. I looked up the properties already, and they both have about $40,000 worth of debt on them. So one, he kind of said tentatively that he wanted $115,000 for. The other one still has renters in it, but he's selling that too. So I primed him, guys. I primed him for the subject to take over his mortgage or creative owner financing, because I'm gonna have to give him more than the $40,000 worth of debt because he's got equity, right? So what we're gonna have to do is we are going to take both of these houses subject to the existing financing, but then we've got to come up with the terms for the remaining equity, because I'm not going to pay him no $60,000, right? So what I did was, this is the art of our deal, right here, guys. We don't come in, like I said, and just like everybody else. So he told me that he has already spoken with a real estate agent, okay, a realtor, and I was like, oh, did you sign with him? And he says no, he didn't. I was like, okay, good. Then we can still, talk. And you can still get the most profit that you can out of your house. I says, so you're selling your home, you're selling 2 of your homes. And I understand, these are investment properties. So tell me why. Oh, hold on one second, guys. Okay, sorry guys. So guys, sorry about that. What I said, this is what I started with, guys. I didn't say tell me why you want to sell, which isn't bad, because it's open-ended. Why? A why question. They can't answer that with a yes or no. But I said, what are we trying to accomplish here? Right? Did you get that? Every word in there is intentional. What are we? Okay. Well, first there was the what. That's open-ended. Okay, so you can't answer it with a yes or no. And then I said we, because it's an us thing now. We're trying to accomplish the same thing. And what is that we're trying to accomplish, guys? A transaction. Okay, he wants to sell his house and I want to buy it. So what are we trying to accomplish? I think that caught him a little bit off guard too, which is a good thing, because again, when we first start talking to them, they have a wall up because they know that we're real estate investors and we're coming in, we're trying to buy their house and we're investors. So we want to get it under market value, and they want to get over market value. I mean, that's just the name of the game, So I said, what are we trying to accomplish? And it caught him a little off guard. And then he started to talk. But after you ask that question, after you ask any question, you always be quiet. You must be silent after you ask a question. Okay, guys? And it's hard too if you're not practiced at it, because we always feel like as the investors or just trying to buy a house, even if we're trying to buy it for our own, whatever, we always feel like we have the answers, and everybody always wants to be right. And that's just human nature, and that's okay. So we have to practice these things. If we practice these things, then we will become skilled at them and we'll be able to use these skills. Okay. So I asked him and it caught him off guard. It was an awkward moment, but I remained silent. Okay. And then he started in and I said to myself, yes, I got him. I got him. I'm the type of person like, man, I come in with a game plan. So as soon as he started answering, I was like, yes, I got him. So he says, well, I'm trying to sell it. I want to get top dollar for it because of how the market is right now, and all of that stuff. So, and I'm just, okay. And I always say, I always throw, yeah, oh no, I understand. But I say it lower, at a lower tone, lower than what they're talking, okay? Because we don't want to stop them from talking, but we want them to know that we're actively listening, guys. Okay? That's important. Active listening is a skill. It is a skill and it is valuable. This is our negotiation. What he didn't know, what he didn't understand, because he is not practiced at this, is that I was negotiating with him from the outset. Okay. So anyhow, he wants to get a market value for it. And he says for the one, it was around 115 because he had a realtor over. And he told the realtor that 115, and the realtor kind of snickered, like, well, we'll work on that, saying that they were going to go up, that the price was going up. And I'm like, yeah, considering the market. Yeah. So he's saying all that, but he continues to talk because it's an open-ended question. And he says that he has talked to some other people, right? Some other investors. Oh, really? Okay. Who did you talk to? All right. Now, who is an open-ended question as well, right? And guys, this is important. When you go to talk to a prospect, you must always be prepared. Okay. Always be prepared in that we might have a list in front of us if we're beginners, but the list is not a robotic list. Okay. You're not just, okay, marked off this yes or no question. How much is the house worth? When are you leaving? No, we don't just check off stuff off a list. No, but we are prepared. Okay. So that if we're thrown off a little bit, we can get our bearings back, especially if you're new at this, guys, and you want that financial freedom that I want you to have, because I have it. And I got financial freedom without ever going to a bank. Okay. I got financial freedom by becoming the bank, and I didn't have to spend money. My first subject two, I did a show on that last night. My first subject two, I didn't spend any money on it. I mean, if you count like gas money for driving around or whatever, like, a couple bucks, for driving around and stuff. But in terms of purchasing the house, the cost of the house, the sales price, I didn't spend any money. No money of my own whatsoever. I made money and I own a house, guys. So, he says that he talked to all the other guys, and then he starts to tell me about myself. Okay. See, this is why we ask open questions and we be quiet, because they will negotiate for us. They will negotiate themselves down for us, guys. You must understand this. So he starts to tell me, yeah, I talked to other investors, and I know you're an investor, so you've got to, you want to get it lower. So because you got to make money, you're an investor, you want to get it lower than what I sell it for. And I talked to all the We Buy Houses people, the We Buy Houses Cash, the We Buy Ugly Houses. And I'm like, okay. Now the beautiful part about this is, and this is where we differ, guys. This is where we differ. And everything that I do is intentional. Our website is WeBuyAndHelp.com. Okay, it's not We Buy Houses Cash. It's not We Buy Ugly House. None of that stuff. None of the regular stuff that they hear out here. People have never heard what the GoGetter family has to offer and is saying, and how we're represented out there. It's right here, guys. It's right here. I'm sorry. It's right here. We Buy and Help. You guys can't see it because of the logo right there. Let me see. You see that? You see that? We Buy and Help. We buy houses with a heart and help people. That's my logo. That's the GoGetter family logo, I should say. Okay, that's the GoGetter family logo. So when he said that, I was like, okay, yes, I got him, because he knows how these people are. The We Buy Houses Cash, We Buy Ugly House. He knows how these people are, so he is gonna love me because I am not these people. And I sent him in order to get his phone number and stuff. I had messaged him in Messenger and told him that I talked to his tenant that was moving out, and I heard he was selling the house. I'd love to come take a look at it, or I'd love to have a conversation with him about it. And I sent a picture of my business card. Let me see if I have one on me here. Yes, I do. Okay, guys, got to keep the cards on us. Got to keep the cards. Do you guys see this? Gene Boykin Jr. Yeah, I'll even leave the number up there. I don't care. WeBuyAndHelp.com. Oh, so I sent him a picture of my business card, and then I sent him the link. I shared the link to WeBuyAndHelp.com, right? Because I wanted him to see that. I wanted him to see that because the way that I have set this up, we are taking our prospects' guards down immediately, right? So it's WeBuyAndHelp.com. So I said, yeah, those We Buy Houses Cash guys, and yeah, the We Buy Ugly Houses. No, I know who you mean. I know who you're talking about, and you gotta reaffirm with them. Okay, you're gonna always gotta reaffirm that they know what they're talking about, even if they don't. Just the way it is. All right, yeah, that's just the way it is. So I said, yeah, no, you're absolutely right. That's what they do. That's what they do. You see, I didn't say we. That's what they do. So I said, but we'll just call him John because I don't want to use his real name. John, and you got to use the prospect's name. That's part of negotiating too. I'm telling you, everything that I say in a negotiation, none of it ever is frivolous. It may seem frivolous, but it's not. It is all intentional. So I say, John, I said, I sent you my website in Messenger, and a picture of my card. You see the name of my website, right? WeBuyAndHelp.com. He said, yeah, I saw that. I said, yeah, John. I said, we're not like these other investors out here. I said, I don't even like to call myself an investor. I said, if you have time to go back on there and look at the testimonial on there from the one female that's on there and see how, we helped her keep her house. We didn't buy it. We didn't buy her house. She was one of the 3 people, that I usually run into when I do in this business. And that's the person who, when they're in foreclosure or pre-foreclosure, that either wants to stay and ride it out, needs more time, or wants to sell. She needed more time, so she didn't want to sell. And I said, I'm fine with that because we help people. Hence the name, the domain name and the name of our business. So I asked her what she had did. I told him that story, asked her what she did, and she told me. So I gave her the information to get a delay of sale, and she got 90 more days. Lo and behold, she's still there. I said, so John, we are looking to help people. And in turn, what that does for us, John, is it helps us and our families, So that's the difference, John. So I don't want to come in here. I said, I don't want to come in here and haggle you down, and try to get the lowest price out of you that I can, because that's not what we do, But guys, now there's a but in there because we have to negotiate. I mean, we are in business to make money. That's the bottom line. I mean, we're in business to make money. So that said, there are some tactics, guys, in conversational negotiation that you can use, okay? And that we use, that the GoGetter family, part of our program and part of our systems that we use, and they are quite successful. I mean, I'm about to own 2 more houses, guys, 2 more, right? So what I did was I used one, it's honesty, okay? I used honesty, upfront honesty, and 2, I used self-deprecating humor, okay? And I'll tell you how I used it. Now, we are going to be coming out soon with the GoGetter family, the GoGetter Family's member monthly subscription. What, baby? Hold on, guys. My daughter's coming. Let me get her over. What, baby? Come here. Dada's doing something, okay? So you can say hi real quick, and then I'll be back upstairs, okay? Okay, you're such a good girl. It's kind of bright. Look. Hey, say hi. Hi. Yeah, everybody's on there. Everybody's on the camera. Say hi. Oh, you stinky. Yeah, you're stinky. Mama's gonna change you. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's a rough one. Hey, she's moving. Yeah, I don't know why. Mommy's gonna get your thing. That'll be done in a minute. Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Life of an entrepreneur. Life of an entrepreneur and a father. Family man. This is what we do. This is what we do, guys. This is what life is. That's why I don't like cry around about my problems and I don't have enough time and there's never enough time, because there's never enough time for anybody. Everybody has problems. So why am I going to, come on, guys. I mean, this is what when you become a member of the Go-Getter family, this is what you get. Looks like I got some comments up there too. Let me see. Oh, hey, that's Will. Hey, okay, Will. Okay, so anyhow, appreciate you watching, man. Anyway, so what I was saying was, let me reply back to my main man. I gotta get a wireless keyboard for this thing. So anyhow, where was I at? Self-deprecating humor, and then also honesty, guys. Honesty, right? But we use this tactically, okay? So by becoming a member of the Go-Getter Family monthly subscription, which will be coming soon, right? You're gonna have access to inside information, to video tutorials that will give you this inside knowledge, right? That you guys won't have to pay thousands of dollars to get, because this is what that knowledge costs. Costs thousands of dollars. And Go-Getter family, to my Go-Getter family, I want you guys to have the same opportunity, same chances that I had, right? But I was in a different frame of mind, to where I already had peace of mind, and I understand. I'm in tune, man. I'm in tune. I'm just gonna keep it real. So there wasn't anything that was going to stop me. And I know a lot of people get frustrated and discouraged, and they may not have enough money, to get started. And they may see these mentors that are thousands and thousands of dollars. And they're just like, man, I'll never be able to do this because I don't have that type of money to give to somebody in hopes that they teach me enough to close a transaction, right? I mean, if I could survive off of hope, man, I'd be a millionaire, right? But I can't eat hope. You know what I mean? I just, I don't know anybody that can. If you meet them, introduce me, please. I got to meet them. So, anyhow, so the subscription, guys, it's going to be super cheap, and I'm thinking around $29.99 a month. That's not even as much as a full tank of gas costs you guys, right? But that $29.99 will be the best investment you have ever made, ever. And I say ever because it is so inexpensive. It is so inexpensive, and the knowledge that you're going to get, oh my goodness. So, because I already made a video about the self-deprecating humor and the truth line that we use, because people, their prospects, they already have their guards up because they're used to dealing with salesmen. So they are anticipating non-truths, and they're defending against this. And if they are anticipating non-truths, that means they're not listening to us fully, guys. I got to be over there in 15 minutes to look at these two houses. So they're not listening to us. Okay. So if we start with an upfront and honest, that'll break down those walls. Boom. I mean, it'll break them down, right? But you can't just come out and say, yeah, I'm not going to give you what you asked for. I'm not going to give you your asking price, and think that this is going to break down their walls, and now they're going to listen to you, and they're going to like you and all that. No, guys. That's why you have got to have some training in this. You just do, and if it's not through the Go-Getter family, that's fine. I'm not worried about that, but buy some books and the art of negotiation or something like that. I don't know, I'll put up a book list sometime, but you've got to have some training, because you're going to get discouraged. You're going to end up with dead leads, and you'll have invested so much time in them. So, I'll give you well, let's see here. I'll tell you this. One of the questions that I asked him, and this was further on in the conversation, after I had already broke down with the self-deprecating humor and the honesty, the upfront honesty. So then we got to talking some more, and I told him that when he said the 115,000, based off of what the realtor said, I said, yeah, I don't see why you couldn't get that. We were talking about how hot the market was, and I don't see why you couldn't get that. I said, but John, one thing that I say to everyone that I talk with, I said, because John, and now remember, guys, I'm priming him for the subject to financing. So I don't have to pay a big old chunk of money. I just take over the existing debt on the house. The debt stays in his name, he's personally guaranteeing the debt. I'm not. We're not, as Go-Getter family members, and I'm priming him for the rest in owner financing, so I don't have to pay a big old chunk of money. So I say, John, what we do differently as well, besides the we buy and help, we take on the deals that a lot of people just cannot do because they don't have the knowledge, the wherewithal, the connections to do, or they just won't take on once they look at the numbers, this and that. So, this is what we do, John. So we get creative, John. We get creative because we want to get you what you want, and what you deserve. You see, deserve is a magic word. It's one of the lists of magic words. Okay. So there's words that we do use and then words that we do not use. Okay, guys. So you got to know these things. So, in order to get you the money that you deserve. I said, so John, one thing that I tell everyone that I deal with is this. Would you turn down $130,000 3 years from now for $90,000 today? And then I'm quiet. And so is he. So I said, John, I'm going to repeat that. Would you turn down $130,000 3 years from now for $90,000 today? I said, John, that's a $40,000 difference. He says, yeah, you're right. Now, I don't let him answer it. I don't let him answer it. I said, I want you to think about that, John, because this is priming him. Okay. I want you to think about that, John, because we're going to talk again. I got to take a look at the place, on this and that. And guys, I'll tell you why I said that. And then I got to get out of here. And maybe I'll make a part 2 to this. I said that because, again, we're priming him for the subject to, because we're going to pay him over time. We can pay a person over time. If they say they got $50,000 in equity and they say, I want my $50,000 and then you can take over the remainder of my loan. Okay, we can do that. As long as you'll take some now and the rest over time, right? So that's what we're priming them to do, because Go-Getters, I'm not charging you thousands of dollars to be a mentor. So I'm going to teach you how not to pay thousands and thousands of dollars out of your pocket. So that's what it primed him for, the $130,000 3 years from now, as opposed to the $90,000 today. And I broke it down a bit more and said, John, besides not having to pay realtor fees and closing costs, which is an additional 10 to 12%, we take care of the closing costs. There are no realtor fees, stuff like that. I said, but, we'll give you a good amount of money, from the beginning. I said, and this is just an option. Give you a good amount of money from the beginning. And, like you said, your mother's selling the house and she used the house as income, but she was tired of renters, So what we'll do is, give her that. What we can do is, I'm sorry, guys. What we can do is, and I wish I would have recorded this call. I just had so much stuff going on. I forgot to freaking record it, man. I'm so upset. I'm so upset about that. But what we can do is give you a good amount now, and then like your mother's doing now, she's using the house as passive income. Well, we can make some good sized payments up until that 3rd year. And then we give you the chunk of money, the big lump sum of money. I mean, we can give you a cash offer now, but you're going to lose out. Not to mention, John, the capital gains taxes. You've got to keep these in mind. So all that said, guys, that is a tactic, and that is a heck of a nugget right there that I just gave you, and I broke it down for you. So it's usable, guys. I'm giving you actionable knowledge, man. Actionable information. I am so tired. I'm tired of the superficial information. There's just too much of it out there that people are trying to sell. There's too much, man, and it's not right, man. Just because people are good salesmen. See, we don't. I'm going to tell you guys this, then I got to go. We don't prime our prospects to nod yes. We don't do that. Like, we do have trial closes and things like that, but we don't start with trying to get them to say yes, because they understand in their mind that by us getting them to say yes to these simple, obvious yes questions, that it's a setup. Guys, it's a setup. And I mean, if you're talking to a homeowner, a person that owns multiple houses, they're halfway intelligent. So they're going to know that you're asking them these obvious yes questions to set them up down the line to say yes. So what that's doing, wow, yeah, okay, they are nodding their head. saying yes. They are priming themselves to say no when you make your offer. When it comes time for you to really need them to say yes, they're priming themselves to say no. They're defending against you. We don't want them in defense mode. We don't. And I can teach you guys how to take them out of defense mode. Okay. So all that said, with the trial closes and getting them to say yes and all that stuff, yeah, we do that, but there is a certain point that we do that. In the beginning, we want them to say no. We want them to say no. Yeah. You guys will be surprised, man. GoGetter family, we get to it. So yeah, we want them to say no. I'm going to leave on that note. So we want them to say no, right? But we're going to get them to say yes at the right time. So go-getters, I got to get up out of here. I'm going to go look at these 2 houses. Well, only one tonight, but I'm going to make my move on that thing. So I'll record our next phone call. I have to make sure to record the phone call when I call them, probably tomorrow. So go-getters, until next time, let's get to it.